So I have no idea how to code, but I've been seeing a lot of videos online of people saying how easy it is to build your own apps nowadays, and I kind of want to give it a go. So in this video, I'm going to try my best to build a simple app extension using some free AI tools. Now I've spent about 4 to 5 hours playing around with these tools, so if you're expecting a polished demo, I'd probably go elsewhere. However, I think it might be a good thing from a teaching perspective, as it'll hopefully demonstrate to us both how these tools aren't that intimidating and how helpful they have the potential to be for saving time and money. So let's get started. All right, so we're going to be using Thomas Schlossmacher's, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, 7-step one-shot app development with AI process, which I'll leave in the description for you to check out. He makes it sound fairly straightforward, and his instruction is super clear. So I'm hopeful I can make something of use with what he's outlined. One thing that's abundantly clear is his emphasis on pre-production and context. It definitely seems like the better the pre-production, the easier time you're going to have with one-shotting the development process. So pre-production is king. So the first thing we need to do is just decide which AI IDE or integrated development environment we're going to use. From what I've grasped, there's browser-based or cloud IDEs and downloaded or local IDEs. I noticed from about 30 minutes of fooling around with a couple of the cloud ones that they're actually fairly limited in what their free trials offer, but I still think they're worth initially playing around with. Now, the Cursor IDE currently gives a 2-week free trial of the Pro version, so I'm going to go ahead and download that. Thomas has also compiled a list of IDs and platforms on his website, which I'll link to below. Let's go back to step 1 and tick that off. Let's move on to step 2. For this next step, we're going to be creating a system prompt file with clear rules and expectations. Thomas again has provided a template on his site, so I'll link to that below. So this is basically just rules for the AI to follow when actually building the project. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this into Cursor. Let's open up Cursor for the first time. I'm going to go up to the top right hand corner to settings, go down to rules for AI, paste the rules in there, and it should automatically save. If you want to edit the rules, obviously you can, but from a quick browse of Thomas's rules, you can tell that they're pretty good. Let's tick off step 2. So let's move on to step 3, where we actually outline what project we want to build. So we're going to start by opening up ChatGPT. Now, I've already made a few notes on what I want to build. So I'm going to paste in my project, which I'll read out now. Hi, ChatGPT. I want you to help me get a clear and concise summary of a simple project I'm working on. What I want to do is highlight text on any given web page, right-click it, and then have an option available to search inside of examine.com by opening a new tab. Examine.com being this incredible resource for researching dietary supplements and dietary patterns. I want the search option to be available for all text on every web page. It's also enough for the search function to be limited to the main domain of examine.com, with the ultimate aim being to speed up the process of making searches in Examine, as opposed to the standard way of having to copy text, open examine.com, and paste it in. The person I have in mind for this tool is me, so I just want to use it locally, and I want it to be available as a Google Chrome Manifest v3 extension. I also have no experience of working with Chrome Manifest v3, so please keep this in mind. And let's search and see what it comes up with. So we voiced our vision. Here's our summary. I'm going to go back to Thomas's framework, tick off 3, and let's start number 4 now, which is generating the products requirement document. So what we're going to do is go to another one of Thomas's websites. He has this really good prompt again for developing this requirements document. So we're going to copy that over. We're going to paste it into ChatGPT and see what it gives us. So now we've got our full output. I think we can tick off number 4. We have our PRD. So we're going to go back into ChatGPT, highlight the PRD, Control C, go back into Cursor, tap Command I. That should open up the Composer tab, which is Cursor's AI coding assistant within the editor. I'm going to paste in the PRD into the editor. I'm going to toggle on the agent mode here to the right, which should guide me step by step through the project development. And I'm going to tap notepads, create a new notepad, and I'm going to add the PRD into a new notepad, give it a name, say PRD. I noticed that my screen is slightly cut off at the top here, but hopefully you should still be able to grasp what I'm doing here. Let's go back into the Composer tab, and we're going to add the PRD as context for the agent to refer to. I'm not going to click submit and let the AI get to work writing some code and walk me through what it's doing in each step. Lots of red writing, not liking that. Seems to have taken care of it. I think that's it, fully coded. Would you like me to explain any part of the code in more detail or help you with creating the icon files? Help me with creating some icon files. So it's giving me 3 options here for creating the icons. I think I'm going to go with number 2, help you set up the extension with placeholder icons first so you can replace them later. Let's go with that. I think that's it actually. The extension will work with the placeholder icons and you can replace them later with better ones. The placeholder icons will be simple but functional, showing an E in examine.com's blue color. Now let's actually find the folder. Where is the folder with all this info? How do I access it? That's such a noob question, but I don't know. We need to create a new directory with all the necessary files. Let me help you set this up. Run command. So it really is just all in plain English. It's not intimidating at all. Select your examine-search-extension folder. So I'll search for that and then basically upload it to Chrome. If we go back to Thomas's one-shot app development process, start development, we can take that off, build and debug. I feel like we were doing that within Cursor with the icon issue. Tap that, maybe we'll run into more errors when we actually upload the folder to Google Chrome. And let's take that off too. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So if we go into extensions, manage extensions, toggle on developer mode, tap load unpacked, tap examine search extension, and tap select. We now have our tool. That's actually sick. Let's see if it works. Highlight text and search it on examine.com. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. So let's open up a new tab, type in creatine monohydrate, i.e. the best dietary supplement on the market. Let's highlight creatine monohydrate, right click. We now have an option, class, and let's see if it works. Sick. That's so sick. I'm actually in disbelief that worked. As you can see, what happens is that the app extension opens a new tab with the highlighted term, search for in examine with all the results there. So pretty much exactly what I outlined in ChatGPT in step 3. I think what makes this even more sweet for me is the fact that I'll 100% use this day to day as I visit Examine quite a lot for client work. Again, if you haven't used Examine before, it's essentially just a gold standard resource for fact checking and researching dietary supplement and dietary pattern information. I'll link to it below if you want to check it out. And I think that's a wrap. A big shout out to Thomas for the framework. Really good. It clearly works. Definitely check his links out in the description if you want to try out this for yourself. I'll also put a link in the description for this extension if you want to download it. If you find this video useful, I think you might enjoy this one as well. And if you want to work with me one-to-one, just tap the first link in the description. I'll see you in the next one.